We are now here with Raphael, yet another great artist. Raphael, when were you born?
I was born April 6th on Good Friday, 1483, in the year of our Lord.
What great artists influenced your life?
Well, in 1504, I moved to Florence to study the works of Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, and they have greatly influenced my works.
And what are you working on now?
Right now I am designing a suite of rooms for the Pope, and I am finishing up the second room, and I am about to begin the third room.
Impressive. And there you have it, Raphael. We're here today with the artist Giovanni Bellini. Giovanni, when were you born?
I was born in 1430.
And who got you interested in the arts?
My father taught me, Jacopo Bellini.
You've also taught some of the other greats of this time. Could you give us some examples?
Well, I taught the great artist Titian. I molded him with my hands, and I made him to be what he is today.
Back to you.
Ever wanted to write your own book, but found out that it took too long and cost too much to write down all the words on the pages? Well, now you can literally stamp the words on the pages in seconds with Gutenberg's new printing press. You will find that the cost of your book and the time it takes to make it will both decrease, making you able to sell your book for a lower price and still make a profit. Your competition will not be able to drop their prices as low as you, so you will get all of their business. So make millions overnight by buying a Gutenberg printing press and printing your own book.
The art competition, in which all of our viewers have been voting in for the past few weeks, has been narrowed down to the final 5. Here is our art correspondent to tell you about these wonderful pieces of art.
This is the painting The Agony in the Garden by Bellini. It shows Jesus praying in the Garden of Gethsemane while 3 of his disciples, Peter, James, and John, sleep. It follows the text of the Bible in the New Testament, the book of Mark, chapter 14, verses 32 through 43. This is the painting Bacchus and Ariadne by Titian, based off of a poem by Ovid. This is about Greek mythology, and it explains how one of the constellations was formed. This is Botticelli's Venus and Mars. It is painted to depict that the power of love can defeat the warrior's strength. In it is the goddess Venus and the god Mars. This is Raphael's Lady with a Unicorn, painted to represent Saint Catherine. The full figure against the vast landscape background was inspired by Leonardo da Vinci. This is the Mona Lisa, painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Her bright face shines against the imaginary background of ice and winding roads.
And now for the foreign news. War still wages on the Korean peninsula. Though Japanese shogun Toyotomi Hideyoshi's army has been slowly gaining ground thus far, one man may change the tides for Korea. The man is Admiral Yi Sun-sin, Admiral of the Oceans and Navies of the Kingdom of Korea, who recently created the Kabuksan, or Turtle Boat, which has been shaping up to be the greatest battleship of the Eastern Seas. The ship is over 100 feet long and 28 feet wide, covered with iron plates and wood as thick as 4 inches at some places, making it twice the size of the Japanese battleships, called men of war. The ship is laden with over 40 cannons compared to the mere 1 that the Japanese battleships can hold. Yi Sun-sin is also a master tactician and has been compared to Sir Francis Drake and Lord Nelson for his naval strategies. Our Eastern correspondents were unable to contact Mr. Yi for an appointment, but we later found out that he was at war when we were preparing this newscast. And in that battle, he sunk over 100 Japanese battleships, carrying over 100,000 Japanese reinforcements for the war efforts. Here's Simon of Hamburg to tell you more.
Songhai Empire, located in northern Africa, is very interesting. The city of Timbuktu, a prosperous city, is reaching a population of 100,000 people. The merchants and traders travel from Asia and the Middle East and Europe to exchange goods with the exotic golds of Songhai, marking its defeat of the Songhai last year. This was in part because of the new weaponry acquired from Spain and Portugal. Songhai rulers retreated southward then. Now back to you, Francis Milan.
Thanks, Simon. And now, Peter of Pembroke is in South America to witness what he says is some very rare footage from the South American tribes.
Today we will be witnessing a religious ceremony of the Aztecs. Let us watch and see what happens. I don't believe
it! Here is Dr. Mervyn von Strauch to talk about the Aztec ceremony that we just saw. Doctor, can you describe what this ceremony was all about?
Yes, that was a sacrifice of a slave, most likely to the principal god, Huitzilopochtli. On occasions such as this, the sacrifices would be elaborately dressed in fine garments, and after being killed, would occasionally, on very special occasions, be cannibalized.
By European standards, that was very barbaric. Are the Aztecs a barbaric people?
Technologically, they were rather advanced, having great stone cities and temples in multiple locations. However, culturally, they were rather primitive, being polytheistic, and also believing the world ended every 52 years, which doesn't seem to be happening.
Thank you, Doctor. That concludes our information for the day. I'm Francis Milan, and good day from the newscast.